All right, all right. So we got Brother Kobla on the line.
Yes, yes.
Hello, greetings. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I cannot complain at all. It's dealing with a whole lot of different things going on right now, but it's a beautiful day. I'm so glad to be here. So glad to be a part of this event.
Wonderful. Just as a note, is there any way you could turn your laptop to the
Yes.
direction so we could get the light on your
Yep.
face?
Yep. I was
Nice.
actually going to move. Yep. Yes, ma'am. Is this much better? How's that?
Much better.
Perfect. So part of should I get started or should I wait for you to kind of let everybody populate in and
I'll read just a little bit
okay.
in your bio, and
Okay.
then we can just get it popping.
That's perfect. That's perfect. I
All
had a
right.
great transition into what you were speaking about, but we'll get into it. Yep.
Word. All right. So, Brother Kobla Tacuma Moats is a guerrilla gardener who helps people living in urban areas to grow their own food, especially in small spaces. So, for anyone who was on this session before, we were doing some cooking. Chef Keisha was cooking with fresh herbs. So, maybe we can get into a little bit of that later. And before he started freelancing, Coppola worked as a tour manager for the hip hop group Dead Prez and managed the largest after school and summer day camp program in New York City with POW. After gaining a wide range of skills in the music industry and serving families in New York City, Coppola now coaches families on how to be more self sufficient in small spaces. Coppola enjoys running and coaching youth sports. He and his wife have an online education clinic, Copious Care, where they provide an abundance of academic supports for families in North Carolina and New York City. And I will be posting his contact information in the chat box for anyone to be able to reach out. He does consultations about guerrilla gardening and all of that good stuff. So we can get into it. This session is called Guerrilla Gardening: Plant Your Soul.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you so much for that beautiful introduction, Nzinga. Um, as we were speaking earlier, um, guerrilla gardening is really about making it happen with what you have, getting what you need with what you have, right, in a small space. So a large part of that, I've been preparing for this session, right? And of course, we want to be outside. We want to be in the garden. Why would we be inside in my man cave or in my shop when we should be out here in the sun? But what happened? I'm set up. Everything's ready to go. It starts raining. So it's pouring outside. I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina, about maybe 15 minutes before we're about to get started. But what happened? Stop right before 4 o'clock, right? The sun is starting to come out. I feel a little drizzle. So what I'm gonna do is switch up what I was initially going to do, which was going to my slideshow and everything. But I wanna take advantage of this time, knowing that we do have the weather on our side. I wanna share with everyone my garden, and what I've been growing here in my small space. And just as a breakdown, like I said, with Guerrilla Gardening, it's about making it happen in a small space. So I know I'm from Brooklyn, New York City, born and raised, lived there for the majority of my life, but I was blessed to be able to go out and move and live in Atlanta for a while and go to school in Atlanta and also in Pennsylvania. I was able to get my hands dirty, right, in the soil. But even before then, in Brooklyn, my mom is the one that really got me interested in gardening by taking me out and making me, help her out, carrying the bags, raking the leaves, clearing all of the weeds, and do all of the manual labor, physical labor. But I gained a deep and wider appreciation. I'm gonna go into that a little bit later on. Like I like I said, I don't want to get rained on again. So let me just jump into some of the things that we have here. So this is my herb garden. We'll start off here with my lemon thyme. We have a lemon thyme, which is a beautiful variety of thyme. It has fresh lemon scent. We have a variety of basil. So this is green basil, purple basil. And my good Nzinga, I want to make sure I was initially going to use my phone, but I
Okay.
had to use my computer. Can you see this
So
beautiful lavender plant?
so we can see, but we're just getting some feedback on your sound. So I don't know if there's
Got it.
something we can do about that.
Okay. Well, I was using a microphone, a headset. Should I take the, maybe I can take the headset off.
Mm-hmm.
Try to disconnect the headset. Let's do that.
Let's try that.
Okay. Yeah, I don't want any feedback going on. Wanted to make sure that you hear me. How is that, Nzinga? Can you hear me now?
Much better, much better.
Oh, beautiful. So the headset is away, dashed away to the side. Excellent. So let's get back to our little tour here. So we have some lavender plants. You can see they're starting to bloom and flower. I have some chamomile, some beets, dill. These are all my herbs that are here. This is oregano. As you can see, everything is in small containers, right? So these are extremely portable. And that's important because I just moved, right? I just moved about 3 weeks ago. And if I had everything in the ground, I wouldn't have been able to bring all of my hard work and my labor with me to my new space. So let me continue. This is a sweet mint, grows extremely easily, grows like a weed. You can see this here. So much they can grow in. I use this for my teas. Peppermint, we have some citronella, we have some pineapple sage. This right here is magnificent. The smell of the sage, I wish that you could get that through the camera. Some Brussels sprouts, some spinach. These are wide variety. I have a West Indian sorrel, right, to make sorrel, to cool down your blood in your body. A little bit.
Ooh. Kobla, sounds like we lost your sound.
Lost my sound. What is going on here? Can you hear me? I'm not muted.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. Oh man. All right. Maybe I was okay. Let's see. I'll hold the computer a little bit different. How about this? Is that better?
Yep, we can hear you.
Okay. Excellent. We have some peppers. These are cayenne peppers. You can see they're starting to turn here. Right. We have scallions. My reminder to grow your own food. Have some green peppers coming up. My elephant ears, which is not edible, but looks beautiful, as well as the Japanese maple. We have some chives. I have some onions. All of these, as I said, are able to be portable. Can you still hear me, Nzinga? You with me?
Yep, we're here.
Excellent. I have some hot peppers as well. Okay, then we can move over to this portion of the garden where I have some spinach, right? Maribel spinach, which grows vertically, which is extremely easy to grow. You see my lettuce coming up, onions, Swiss chard. I have some ginger that I just started, some sweet potatoes, some more onions. These are my greens, some kale that's starting, some seedlings that I have beginning, some lettuce and greens that's going to take me into the fall. Over here, we have cantaloupe that I just put in. So you can see we have a wide variety. You have so many different options, some tomato and basil. These are great companion plants. They grow well together. Basil, this is husky cherry tomato. This is mortgage tomatoes. These are zinnias, some flowers. You want to make sure you have your pollinators, right? And your bees. So you want to track your bees and your flowers. These are some sweet cherry tomatoes. You can see these coming up. Another tomato plant, some more pretty flowers, some more tomato and basil. We got some eggplant. I call this one Black Beauty. Its name is Jet Magazine. That's the name of this one. Jet Magazine is a Black Beauty eggplant. We have some squash, cucumbers, right? So we have a wide variety. And Zinga, am I still with you? You still with me?
Yeah.
Everything good?
We're still here.
I'm so sorry I can't see you because I'm using the computer.
Ooh, your
You
sound is going in and out right now.
in and out. Okay. You see that?
It's mostly in, but every once in a while it's going out.
Oh.
I do have some feedback, comments, questions in the chat for you if you're ready.
Give me two seconds.
Okay.
Another set of corn.
Yeah, your sound is really choppy right now.
Perfect. Going back. We're moving a little further back. Those are watermelon plants back there. Now, let me tell y'all something. We always make it happen. I had no internet this morning. Do you understand that? My internet was out. But we said I had a show at 7, and I had a show also again, a presentation again at 4. We make it happen. You see the internet line? They just about 2 o'clock to set the internet up. So thankfully that happened, because if not, it would have been even more of a struggle with the sound. And Zinga, can you hear me?
Yes, you were going
Perfect.
in and out right before that, but I can hear you clearly right now.
Last little bit before I get back to base, we have our berries. These are
Oh man.
all,
I'm sorry, Kobla. I'm not sure how we can get more consistent with your sound, because sometimes it comes through so clear. I don't know, maybe your hand on the microphone or something, because it doesn't sound.
okay.
No.
Uh, it's coming in and out like you said. It's the consistency, huh?
Yeah, but when
Okay,
it's clear, it's clear. It's not.
got it. Okay. Well, the last part that I was going to show you, actually, the last area. How's this? Is this good?
Yeah.
Okay, good, good. I'm so sorry. I apologize, y'all. I'm trying to work it out, trying to make it happen.
You are
And
making it
we are,
happen.
and we are, right? So we're here
Yeah, we're
together.
with you.
Thank you so much. So we're gonna do this. There's a peach tree. I'm hoping I'm not covering the mic. Peach tree right there. We have raspberries. We have lemon, lime, and all of those are blueberries. So do my son. So that was a quick tour, running through. I'm sorry for holding up the mic in sound situation. I'm normally pretty good with the tech thing, but I hear that it's Mercury retrograde. I hear that it's Mercury retrograde, so I'm taking everything into consideration.
Mhm.
Um, but let me sit down in one space. I see all these beautiful faces. I see the the words in the chat. Excuse me, some of the questions that are going on in the chat. So let's dive into that. And if I have any time a little later, I'll get into my slides and kind of talk about how I started with the gardening, et cetera, et cetera. Love to talk to the people though.
Cool. So right at the beginning, DJ So Lovely said, that looks nice. So that's right when you first started showing your herbs. Yeah, Robin said, hey, Kobla.
Hey,
She's on Facebook. Athenia said, love the shoe and bags that are being used. I need to come to your house for good food. Samira
yes.
asked the question, when should a new planter start planting? So we can put that, put that on hold.
New planters should start planting. So there's a term. The best time to start to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. So that's it, right? Let's just get started. There's no time to waste, especially I'm gonna speak about that in my slideshow, but just the lack of food, and we see what's going on in the world, and the lack of shortages in terms of being able to access food in the store. So the time is now. And that's why, I want to be here to be able to share that message and help get people started into it, because it's not difficult. But let's continue on. Let's continue on.
Perfect. So Chef Keisha, who was on before you, said she should have did all she should have did the cooking demo at your house, because you have all the ingredients, everything.
We're here, Chef. Let's partner up. Let's partner up. Let's do it.
Mhm. Kristen Liu Carway says, what size bag are your hot peppers in? And is that made of fabric? Any suggestions on what's the best container to use?
Yes. So the best thing about gardening is, you're a baby scientist. You're figuring out along the way what works and what doesn't work. What I had an issue with, and I always had a problem with, was overwatering. Like I said, living in the city and an urban environment, I didn't always have the space to be able to plant it to the ground. So using those containers, I had to figure out when to water, how much to water, when is it, way too much, etc. So what I found were these, as you mentioned, the felt pots. These are the best. They are, for lack of a better term, dummy proof, Kobla proof, you know what I'm saying, for overwatering. So this is a 2-gallon pot, right? This is for the cayenne peppers that you asked about. The other peppers that I have are also in a 2-gallon pot. These, the best thing about this is the water actually comes through. So these are fabric pots, right? They're made of thick fabric. It's very similar to the weed eater, right? Or the weed blocker, right? That fabric that you use to prevent weeds from coming up in your yard. So these are two gallons. I got them on Amazon. I got a pack of 10 for about $20 ish, so about $2 each, but they are well worth it. They have handles on them. So far they've been durable. This is the first season that I've been working with them, and I have no complaints at all. I wouldn't really go back. I'm trying to switch from the plastic to all fabric pots because of the ease and, excuse me, the lack of having to worry about the overwatering.
Okay. And is there a name for those pots, or are they just felt or fabric pots and you'll be
Yeah,
able
they're fabric pots, but there are a lot of different organizations and companies that make them. The last one that I dealt with was Grassroots, but you could, like I said, you could get it on Amazon. I normally try to shop in bulk as much as possible. For my soil as well, I have a whole little shed area back here with my soil, my seeds, you know, all of the other things that I need to be able to garden. And just try to shop in bulk.
Okay. And just the last question that we have is Jalan says, I want to know how and what to plant indoors.
Okay, so in terms of edibles, so you have two different options. You have your edible plants, of course, that you can eat, which would include your herbs and a lot of your vegetables and fruits. But then you also have your ornamental flowers, right? So this here is a marigold, African marigold. It's actually, this one it helps to prevent pests, right? So certain pests that you do not want in your garden, the marigold will repel them, right? But it can also be an indoor plant as well. So I would say in terms of the indoor plants that you will plant, it depends on what you would like to get, because a lot of them provide purification. You can get, air purification through plants in your home, and also beautification, right? So if you want the pretty colors, which is something my mother used to always stress to me, because I'm about greenery, I'm about practicality. Can I eat it? Can I use it? Can I cut it to make something else that I can use? But she always stressed to me color, right? And the importance of color. And this is beautiful, right? So, so to answer the question, that's on the beautification and decoration side. But then you also have your edibles, where these are microgreens, right? And I grew these indoors, right on the windowsill, 99 cents from Dollar General, a little bit of potting soil. And then what you do is you snip off the tops. And our resident chef would know, you can then just add your microgreens to any salad that you are making, right? And just kind of accompany it. So these are little small pieces of lettuce, kale, and other sets of greens. I try to keep it a lot of kale. I love the roughage and it's really good for me. So I prefer the kale and the lettuce, but they come in a variety of different styles of greens. And these can be grown, like I said, indoors on the windowsill. All of the herbs that I showed you, the lavender, the thyme, the oregano, all of those herbs, the sage, all of those can be grown indoors in a small pot like this. Or if you have a bigger one, like the 2-gallon one that I showed you, you can utilize those as well. So yeah, you have a wide variety of options. It depends on what you're looking for. And so some of the indoor plants that are great are for your purification would be the snake plants, your ivies. There are a lot of different plants that you can look into for that purpose. So it depends on what you want. If you like the snack, you can always come, pick off, and we'll snack. You know what I'm saying? But it depends on what you need and what what you're looking for.
Yeah, I was talking more about the herbs actually.
Okay, yeah, the herbs. So all
but
of
they
them.
don't grow wherever I do. I don't know if
Okay.
I'm over watering them or what, but I was never successful at home. That I stopped.
And you stop. I know, I've done it too. That's what you don't want to do, right? So I'm here to try to encourage you. I want to try to encourage you. So are you keeping your pots near the light? They need to get at least 6 hours. The herbs need at least 4 to 6 hours of light.
Okay.
Yeah, try to make sure that they're getting a nice amount of light. A south-facing window would be best, right? So that you can maximize the light. In terms of watering, what's very important is that you have your drainage holes, right? So if you can see in the normal pots that we have, they come with the drainage holes. But if you are trying to create something else, like I did here, you have to create a drainage hole, or with the felt pots, they come and with the drainage included, so it drains right through the pot, right? So those are good for outdoors. That's why those are really great. So make sure that you have your drainage holes. That's the other thing, because what'll happen is your soil will get water bound, right? And there'll be too much water. It's sitting in wet feet. That's the term for it. When your plants are sitting in water, it has wet feet. And most plants don't like that. That'll kill them immediately, right? So you want to try to make sure that you are making sure that they have proper drainage, you have great sunlight, right? And you are watering it. Pretty much you can do it off and on. The best way, like one day on, one day off. The best way to check to see if it needs to be watered though, is to stick your finger into your pot, about half of your finger-ish in. And if you're feeling moisture, leave it alone. Leave it alone. If it's feeling dry, of course, that's when you need to water.
Thank you. Thanks.
No problem.
Very good
My
advice.
pleasure.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Another great thing as well, I just learned, is that sometimes you need to, it's called starving your plants, right? So not watering them too much, giving them the ability to struggle, just like the caterpillar and the butterfly has to struggle in order to become that beautiful butterfly. You have to starve your plants sometimes and not give them that water, because the roots won't grow down and reach down into the soil and that's what causes them to grow higher, of course, right? So if they are getting the water on the top all of the time, they're only going to grow a short amount, because the water, everything they have is right there. Like humans, we get comfortable. I have everything I need. I'm gonna sit back and kick my feet up, and they're not gonna grow. So sometimes, try to starve or hold back on watering your plants as well. That's another little key that will help with their growth and making them grow even stronger and longer.
That's interesting, actually.
Yes.
I wouldn't think about something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Same, because I would get into the habit of overwater, and that's how you overwater, thinking that
they don't
always
grow. They don't grow at all.
Exactly. Exactly. Yep.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much for your question
Thank you.
and your share. Also, another thing for everybody that's out there, I showed you this plant here. This is Caladium. Didn't remember the name. I'm gonna keep it 100. It's a Caladium, but I want to give you the right name. But what's important in that is this right here, ladies and gentlemen. Right, so this is part of guerrilla gardening. I got this here for $1. The 5 tomato plants that I showed you, we can maybe go. I'm gonna try to do better. Please, anybody, feel free, jump in. Let me know if the sound is messed up. But I wanna share this with you. I got these tomato plants for 99 cents. The basil as well. I put them together. The basil and the tomatoes, 99 cents or $1 from Walmart or either one of those places. I went to Walmart, but this one was 99 cents. Of course, they didn't look as beautiful or big as they did now. There was much fun. Boom, there we go. So they didn't look the way that they did now. They were kind of overrun. There was some brown leaves, cracked up. The basil was yellow. Now look, like all of this tomato, these basil and tomatoes, all of this was 99. Let's keep on with this knowledge, right? Because that's what it's all about. It's all about growth and education, right? So that was this was $2. These were the cantaloupes. These are cantaloupes right here on clearance, on sale. So make sure that you go to your local Walmart, your local Home Depot. During this time, a lot of them are getting rid of the excess product that they have. You know what I mean? So that's the time for us to shine. That's the time for us to come up and be able to get what we need. So go and check them out. Yes. These blueberry plants, they look kind of scruffy. I hope you can hear me. Thumbs up on my home sis that we were speaking. Jelenia, can you hear me? Can you give me a thumbs up if you can, Ma? Let me know if you can hear me or not. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Just wanted to show you these. Like this is an example of the guerrilla gardening, right? Because I got these blueberry plants, 2 for $5 on sale again. But look, there's nothing on here. There's no plants, there's no leaves, there's no nothing. All of that is nurturing. I hope you can see all those blueberries right there. All those beautiful blueberries coming up. This is my fruit stand, my little fruit row. Got some raspberries over here. I didn't get to take you down here. These are the raspberries. So once again, on clearance, you know what I mean? Go out there and get that. This peach tree, this is here's my lesson in patience. It's gonna take at least 3 years in order to get a peach tree from here. But I'm gonna nurture it, I'm gonna take my time, I'm gonna prune it, I'm gonna give it my all and my love, and my family is gonna be eating. You know what I'm saying? We have our lime trees, these are the lime trees. Lime tree here, this is all new growth. Lemon tree, I call this meadowlark lemon for all my people 30 and over. Call them globe in the house. These are ways for us to be able to provide for ourselves and not have to rely on the system and all of these things. You know what I'm saying? So to be able to be here to share, man. So if there's anybody, I don't know if we're still taking calls or taking questions in Zynga, but if there's anybody that would like to ask any questions, we could dive into that, or I could get into my slideshow and talk about how I kind of started, and then other ways. Ooh, look at this. Hope y'all can still hear me. Look at this. What you know about? What you know about that lady? I know you love watermelons. This is where it starts. It comes from the ground. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna look forward to in another 2 months cutting this open and enjoying this with my family. And it all started here, right? Yeah, man. So that's my little tour. I wanna thank everybody. Okay, how we get tomatoes to grow faster? That's a great question. Tomatoes need a lot of nurturing. They need a lot of food. They're heavy eaters, right? So you need to give tomatoes space and you need to fertilize them. At least, I try to do it at least twice a month. Let me get into that sunlight. At least twice a month, try to hit the fertilizers up on the tomatoes. The other very important thing, my man who asked that, so many, all right. The good brother Willie Polio, excuse me. What you do is you gotta prune, right? So you see how bushy this is? This is I wanted to show you this. This all right here can get cut down so that the plant can get some air, right? You see all of this is all bushy, right? This is an example of one that I did not prune. But if you check this out, this is pruned up. You see there's all of this air right here. The tomato plant is able to get air and the ability to space out. And look how many tomatoes are on here. We got 4 or 5 right here. We got 2 more right here, right? We have some flowers coming up here. More flowers, right? So you need to make sure that you are feeding your tomatoes and then also prune the bottom leaves. You have suckers. There's these the plants that come on the side, they like shoots out of your tomato plants. Once you prune those, oh, see, here's a perfect example. I don't know if y'all can see, it's a little small, but that's the main stem. Main stem is here, this is the armpit right here, and this is the other stem, right? So this is a sucker. You want to eliminate those because they draw the energy from your main plant or the stems that you have, right? Your main stem. Of course, you want to take off any dead leaves. On Jet Magazine right here, the Black Beauty eggplant, I have to eliminate some of these leaves, but see the leaves on the bottom, the snails are getting them. So what I did is I just left them on there because if you see, no other leaves are really being affected yet. These leaves are beautiful. This leaves are looking good. So I just left them on there so that they can just attack those leaves and make sure that if I see them, any changes, anything, I make some, cut them off. But in the meantime, I just leave those for the snails that are there as some food for them so they don't attack the good fruit, you know? But what's very important as well is coming out and getting into the garden and getting your hands dirty and seeing what's going on, because you will have pests, you will have some other animals that you don't want in your garden that of course can take away from some of your hard work and your labor. So what I use for pests, I use this product right here. It's called neem oil. But even more than this, even better than this, I use cayenne pepper and some water. So I put a little bit of water, cayenne pepper in there, keep it as natural as possible. Right, got my little mixture right here. And the animal, they hate them. The hard shell animals, the ones that normally have the hard shells are the ones you want to keep away. You want to keep all of your worms in your garden. You want to keep your butterflies, your pollinators, your other flies and bees. You definitely want to have bees around in your garden. Your hummingbirds, I have a hummingbird feed over here by my fruit and citrus area. So, you want to keep those around and make sure that they help the circle of life, right? And be able to do a lot of the work for you. You see me here right now, I'm sweating. I'm sweating walking around right now, and I'm not even getting into the garden. I'm not even doing anything. So let's have nature and the universe work for us, because it's been doing it trillions of years before we've been here. You know what I mean? So we're not inventing the wheel. This has already been happening. We just playing our part in the cycle of life, So it's important to me to share this message with everybody, because as we can notice, as we notice, there's so much going on. When you turn it, okay, you can't hear. So can you hear me now? Is this good? Hope that's better. I just saw comment. All right, perfect. As we can see, man, it's crazy out there with COVID and the ability to have supplies, the ability to feed your family, right? So as self-sufficient as we can get in a small space, and I know there are a lot of people in the urban environments, whether you're in New York or in any other urban environment, that's the lack of space. So, there's a lot of different options. You see, I have the small pots here. I have the really small, tiny pots for some of the herbs. I have the 2-gallon pots. We have 5-gallon pots. We have some 7 gallons as well. Everything is portable. That's the key to it. Just want to stress, being able to be portable and flexible and being able to bounce, flexible like the water that was just raining on my head a little while ago. Being able to be adaptable. We don't know what's coming up. None of us. We can never foresee. We read about it, hear books, and read books and read, see movies about the future and all of that. But who knew that we was going to be living in it right now? Right? And doors closing on the stores, and the ability for us not to be able to get what we need. Another thing I want to share with you right quick is an example of using what you have to get what you need, right? So these are milk crates. I showed you my greens, right, with the kale and the lettuce and everything. These were milk crates going to be discarded and thrown away at the school that I work at. What did I do? I said, nah, brethren, give me those. Let me have those. So what you do is you put some weed barrier or the weed eater. This was $5 in Dollar General or like Family Dollar, whatever. You could get it on sale as well, but it's the simple weed eater. Throw the weed eater inside of your milk crate. Put your soil in there. Get it rocking. Get your seeds, same Dollar General, same Dollar General. Get your seeds, and that's your 3 gallon, 3 to 5 gallon, depending on the size of the milk crate that you get. That's your pot. You can grow vegetables right out of your milk crate, right? So it's not about spending a whole lot of money. It's not about, coming up with excuses as to why we can't do it. And I'm not saying that people are doing that, you know what I mean? Because at a certain point, I slowed down. I wasn't as I wasn't as active in gardening as I should have been, but there's no excuses, especially nowadays, and we see what's going on in the world, you know? So, how do you tame houseplants from growing wild? I would say pruning. That is Lori. I would say you prune your houseplants as much as possible. You can also prune to propagate. My heating, I mean my AC vent came on. Is it too loud? Do y'all hear me? Or is it thumbs up, thumbs down? I hate to do that. Okay, perfect. But yes, you should prune. You just prune your plants, right? You can prune your house plants, and then also you can then propagate those plants. So what you do is, and this is my mom's once again. Man, I got it. What time is it? Okay, I have slideshow as well. It speaks about my mom and how she really got me into gardening, right? And this is something that she taught me and from really young. And she gave me this plant, this mother plant that I call a mother plant. And it's given me so many plants I've been able to give away to family, friends, colleagues. So what you do is you prune it. You can cut off part of your plant at a 45-degree angle, put it in a little bit of water. There is actually a hormone solution that I have that you can also dip the hormone solution, and it allows the hormones to be able to grow and roots start coming out, right? So you dip it in the water. Hormone solution's about $4 to $5 in Walmart. Dip it in the water, let it sit for a while. And if you have patience, you don't even need the solution, right? Because the one that my mom gave me, I just sat it in the water. I actually have it inside. I should go get it for you right now. And you can actually, you'll see the roots coming right out of the plant, the transplant that's right there. And it allows you to then grow another plant, right? And you can use that and grow another plant and then not have to spend any money to be able to do that. And it's great gifts. It's great for your home. It's great for to be able to get another pot, right? To be able to throw it in another pot. I'm gonna show you an example of it right here. Bam. So everybody remember science class, right? We had the potato. We had to take the potato, put the potato in water, put the toothpicks in the potato. This is the same thing, right? This is a spider plant. This is another great plant for the home. This is what I call my mama, from my mama plant. My mom's, like I said, had the original one. I propagated and cut this one because it came off. I didn't want to lose it. It ripped off. And now, all I did is put it in the water, okay? And you can see the roots are growing. Roots are coming in right here. And then this part right here is another propagation, right? So I can snip this off, do the same thing that I did with this, or put this directly into the ground or into some soil, and I have a brand new plant. You know, so like I said, you know, this is it's a lot, all education, large part of it is science. And we all original scientists, you know what I mean? We've been doing this. This is nothing new. This is in our DNA. This is nothing new to us. We just got to tap in and utilize what we know. You know what I mean? Boom, boom. How long does it take tomato plants to ripe? It depends. It depends on the type of tomato that you have. You know, different types take a certain amount of time, or different lengths of time, I should say. But I would say generally it takes about 3 months, right? But these sweet tomatoes, the little cherry tomatoes that I showed you that are here, that are growing up right now, that are popping up, that I got about 5 or 6 of them right here, in about another, I say in another few days, honestly, these will be right. Because it would look like this days ago. We got a lot of rain in the last few days, so the tomato plants, and it's more like this. Now you can see these right here popping up. These are huge. So in the next few days, I'll be able to pop those off, and I only planted those in April. I planted those in April. The other ones that I got, the smaller ones that are the 99 cents come-ups, those I planted later on. Those were in like late May. So it's going to take a little while longer for those to grow. But it's easy with tomatoes because you can see when it depends on the type of tomato, because you have yellow tomatoes, you have green tomatoes, you have red tomatoes, right? So depending on when it ripes and the color that it's gonna be. You're gonna see it changing. But once again, keep your eyes on it because there's critters out here that are trying to eat too. Just like in the world, you got these crazy people that's trying to eat as well. So they're gonna attack your plants. Just make sure that you are keeping an eye on it, keep the pests down so that you can keep as many tomatoes that you can. Because there are a lot of different animals or pests, garden pets that like to attack tomatoes. You know, so just kind of keep your eye on those. Let's see. Yes, definitely. I have a lot of other indoor plants as well. I wasn't able to bring them all out because honestly, I thought I was going to be in my shed, in my man cave, in the garage. I had the lights set up. I had everything set up. It stopped raining right before this 4 o'clock, like right before 4 o'clock hit. So, you know, I was kind of scrambling, pulling things together to make sure that I can kind of contain as much as I can. But we have a lot more house plants inside. And a lot of other pothos. That's another great house plant that's very easy to maintain, and it provides air purification as well. Kind of grows in vines. Yes, the basil. Yeah, definitely do the basil. The herbs are easy to do. The herbs you can put up. It doesn't take much. I'll say easier, right? Because nothing's easy if it's worth it, right? But if they're a little bit easier, so you just put it in that good sunlight, give it a little bit of water and some love, and your herbs will begin to grow. Yeah, so you know, I appreciate you guys stepping in and sharing time with me. Organic or non-organic plant seeds to start with. For me, to be honest with you, and this is just my guerrilla mind frame, my thing is get whatever you could get your hands on, drop it in the soil, put a little bit of fertilizer, some love, some manure, whatever you have. You know, even if you start making your own compost, right? So as people, it's to start avoiding so much waste and trying to eliminate some of this waste, we can start composting. That's the next thing that I'm gonna get into, is that composting, right? So keeping your waste that you have, your food products, and then you can use that to fertilize your garden as opposed to having to buy fertilizer and all of that. So the question is about organic versus non-organic. I say, like I said, get your hands, whatever you could get your hands on. Of course, I prefer organic. That's the best way to go as much as possible. But you know what? If you don't have that option, just use it as a ways and a means to educate yourself, right? So you can try on the 20-cent seeds, right? Because they got in Dollar General, or Family Dollar, whichever one, 20-cent seeds. So you don't even have to get the 50-cent. You don't have to get the dollar seeds. Get the 20-cent seeds and try to figure out what works, what doesn't work. Is this planting soil good? Should I use regular brown soil, right? And these are all of the ways that you're able to learn throughout the process without having to spend. Those organic seeds cost like $2.50 a pack. A lot of them for the good ones, you know. So, you know, start learning what doesn't cost as much, whatever you can get your hands on. I wanted to speak to you about transplants also because the 99-cent ones are the ones that I got. Those were transplants, right? So you can get those. Those are easier to start, but it's totally separate from like actually growing from seed, right? And when you're growing from seed, it takes much longer. It's a longer process. It takes a lot more care and nurture, but it's less expensive, right? So you can germinate. As you can see, I have my germinating tray over here where I have my seedlings coming up. So it all can happen, man. And this isn't a large space. This is not a large space that I have. Just kind of making do with what I do have. But yeah, feel free. Let's link up. You know, my contact information is there. And Zynga has that contact information. We're going to share that. I definitely am open to doing consultations and talking to people to help getting the ball rolling, help coming up with creative ideas to figure out, like I said, where we are to where we want to get to, right? And try to figure out ways to eliminate some of that cost. You know, I have a family, but that's not going to hold me back from trying to explore as much as I can and being able to provide that food for them, you know? So feel free to contact me. It was great being with everybody. I definitely appreciate you being able to bear with some of the technical difficulties, some of some of that negative energy that we ain't even putting no light to, you know, because we here as family. And I love what Umoja Events is doing, you know, not allowing the issues of the world to be able to stop the flow and what's going on. I had a slideshow a slideshow presentation that I was going to share, but to be honest with you, you know, I felt the spirit led me to just speak to the people, you know, and be able to share, see your faces, interact with some of the questions that came up, and being able to provide the little bit of knowledge that I have to be able to add on to the conversation of where we're trying to go. So, and Zinga, I'm not sure if you're there. I have more time. If you'd like me to rock, we could rock. I know that we also have a schedule as well, so want to be respectful to the time and everything that's going on.
I definitely appreciate that, Brother Kobla. I'm still here. We have 11 minutes left.
Okay, perfect.
So if you want to take any questions, if anyone wants to raise their hand to just chat it up, I will be posting your contact information in the meantime. But you got a couple more minutes if you want to stay on.
Yes, I definitely do. And I should have started off with this. I'm sorry I didn't, but I'm hoping that everybody is still on and listening, man. Shout out and happy Juneteenth. You know what I'm saying? We still in the Juneteenth weekend, so we celebrate. And I remember my mom's pulling me back from school and not participating in anything with society on Juneteenth. And that always stuck to my head. And it's crazy how now Nike is embracing Amazon. It's blowing my mind. We're in a different time, my people. It's a different time, man. I'm 45. You know what I mean? So I've seen some things. Not that I haven't seen everything, but I've seen some things, and it's crazy. So I just want to shout out Juneteenth, and give all my love and celebration for Juneteenth. We're gonna do it up tomorrow, for our Father's Day barbecue. So I got my brother that came down from New York. Got my family out here. I am elated right now that I have my nephews and my nieces. Throughout all of the nonsense and the drama that would try to keep people separated, you know what I mean? So I got my family out here. This is a beautiful event. We're celebrating Father's Day. We had a magnificent conversation earlier today on the Wake Up Everybody show, where we're speaking about fathers, helping the community. My brother Omari Maynard was the kind of lead facilitator along with his brothers Charles and Bruce. So I urge you, man, check out that conversation. It's on Facebook. Please take the time to check it out. And if you have a father in your life, if you have a father figure in your life, if you have a mentor, if you have a man that shows you, especially for men, the right from wrong, the do's and the don'ts, the ways to go, the street corners to not go down and ones to go down, give them some love, man. Show them some love, give them a hug, tell them you appreciate them, tell them that, you thank them for everything that they've shown you, because we were here to celebrate fathers in this Father's Day weekend. So any fathers out there, love you. Any father figures, any of the above that I mentioned, I love you. Continue doing what you're doing. We appreciate you. I want to send my gratitude out to all of the men out there that's doing what they're supposed to be doing. And that's pretty much it on my side. We can answer some questions. We could definitely get into where do we get the cheap pots from June? Definitely. For Juneteenth, the cheap pots? You mean flower pots or you mean food pots? Because we're gonna have the grill popping in a little bit. I'm gonna use some of my rosemary that I have over there in the corner, and use my citronella, which is my mosquito plant, to keep the mosquitoes down. But definitely throw some of my rosemary up on some of my burgers and turkey burgers that we're doing. We got some vegan burgers also. So, we about to do it up, man. I just want to make sure that everybody sends love to your fathers, man. And if your father's not here, like mine's isn't, shout their name, say their name, you know what I mean? Give them some love, send some energy out to them this weekend, today, tomorrow, and forever. Because we need it, man. And flower pots. Cheap flower pots, man. 99 cents to $1 Tree. Be creative. Let me show you this flower pot that I got right here. I think I showed it to you earlier, but this is gonna be a nice little way to kind of close off. This is my flower pot. I can't see my screen. I hope that you can see it. I'm gonna come back into the light right quick. Boom. here's my flower pot that I'm sharing with you guys. This is something I created. It was a boot that was getting thrown away. My son's Timberland out here in North Carolina. We don't really need Timbs like that. So drilled some holes in the bottom, made sure I had the drainage for my sister that we was talking about with the herbs, and did a little creativity. I love graffiti. I'm a hip hop baby. You know what I mean? So can I kick it? That's my thing. And it's my little flower pot. Provide some beauty to the garden, some color, as my mom would say. You know, so let's be creative. You know, that's another therapeutic way for you to be able to express yourself. You know what I mean? Through creativity and through also your love and your passion. One of my passions is, of course, gardening and growing your own food, but I love art. I'm all about art, music, creativity. So utilize those flower pots. Let's get creative. Let's get your hands dirty. Let's get out there and utilize what we have to get what we need. I appreciate everybody for tuning in and being a part of this session here, my Guerrilla Gardening session, Plant Your Soul. I greatly appreciate your time and your attention and all of your energy that went into this. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Brother Kobla. Just before you go, let's give you some shout outs from people. People are posting in the chat. So Lori says, thank you for your time. We appreciate you. Jailan says, happy Father's Day to all dads. And also says, beautiful and creative.
Thanks.
And yeah, thank you for all your great teaching and sharing with us. Appreciate the tips. Very helpful.
Definitely. Definitely. Please take them and run with them. Share some tips with me, what you don't know, because I don't know everything. We don't, you know what I mean? Let's get together. Let's continue to build and let's learn together. So contact information is there. Please shout me out, share. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram. Learn_daily is the IG. I failed to give that to you, pardon me. I'm Nzinga, but learn_daily is the IG. So feel free to jump on there. And share what you have. Share your garden. Share the little corner. My Uncle Roy, before we leave, we got 5 minutes. One of my inspirations, I gotta give this to you. My Uncle Roy lived in Flatbush, Brooklyn. Lived in his own home, had a driveway, had a little sliver. You see all of this land? He had concrete. New York's the concrete jungle. But what Uncle Roy grew every year Uncle Roy had tomatoes, peppers. He had a little bit of bud. He has some other vegetable lettuce. He used to grow a whole bunch. He used to grow everything, whatever he wanted. So that's just another shout out, man, so that you guys know, like, it doesn't take all of this space. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't take all of this. You can only have a little bit, but be able to create abundance out of that. You know what I'm saying? Create abundance out of that. So please share what you're doing. Share all of your pictures. Definitely, like I said, Facebook, IG. The IG is learn_daily. Learn_daily on Instagram. And I urge you, once again, check out the Wake Up Everybody series on Facebook. Not only the session that my brother and I participated in today, but we have so much great content that's on there, so much great information that deals with all the holistic aspects of life, right? So there's something on there for everybody. So that's something that I've been doing during this quarantine time. And as I'm passing jewels on to you about gardening and all that, I want to pass that jewel on as well, because it's been something that's helped me be able to grow, elevate during this time of stillness, right? This time of stillness, and I think we all needed it. Definitely want to shout, give my love and energy to the ancestors that have passed on, the people that have passed on during this time. It's definitely rough. This is a transition time, and we deal with all of this on the Wake Up program. But this has been a time for me of enlightenment. You know what I'm saying? A time of awakening. And it all came from me stilling myself, calming down, and focusing. You know what I'm saying? And now just looking towards abundance. So thank y'all for being here in my new space. Just had to move, like I said, had no Wi-Fi, but we're in this large space now and we're able to create. So I thank you guys for being here. I appreciate y'all. And much success, man. Much love. Much love. I know we're getting down to the wire, Nzinga.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me know if there's anybody else that wanted to shout out or any other interaction. But if not, I look forward to connecting with everyone virtually and hopefully soon, you know, in the physical, you know, if that's possible. So.
All right, blessings, brother. Thank you so, so much for all of, you know, all that you've shared. It's definitely a practical time for us to get these skills and, you know, do for ourselves, do for our communities, for our families. So I definitely appreciate it. Much love.
Love to you. Love to everyone that's out there. Thanks again.
All right, y'all.
Continue to enjoy your weekend, y'all.
And happy Father's Day, like so many have already echoed.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. We're going to enjoy it, man. I tell you, I didn't anticipate having all of my, not all, but a large chunk of my family here. You know what I mean? So this is going to be a Father's Day like no other, to be honest with you. So give thanks for that, man. Celebrate. Hug those men that are in your life. Hug those men. Sometimes we don't get that emotional side. You don't see that emotional side out of men. But we need that. You know what I'm saying? We need that. So inside that, the hard exterior is that sweet, soft, kind soul. So yeah, go ahead and love your fathers up. Love those male figures in your life, man. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all, and we need that love. So give thanks, everybody.
Peace, peace.
All right, Ashe.